right here, there's people that are living. These are apartments. You see all the way down, around, business. But the thing is that I've seen some complaints coming in from these residents here saying that this police department here has become unwanted neighbors in a lot of situations. There's nothing that labels this, unauthorized personnel, do not enter. Oh wow, and they got some sweet cruisers here. Interview room. Guys. Hooking it up. All in one. Exclusive. This is training room. How you doing, brother? Yeah, I was seeing if I can get a public information request form.
Okay.
And what was your name, sir?
Officer Payne?
Officer Payne?
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm just trying to do information request on how many neighboring residents filed complaints last year on the police department.
Okay, well, that's the form you would use.
Okay, and then I can turn it into you, and how long would you have to respond to my
It's 2 business days.
2 business days?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a unit now outside. They didn't make contact with me while I was inside of the building, but we do have a unit here, and he's trying to be smooth, like he wasn't watching me. Come on, let's get up on him. Where are you going? He was sitting outside. He or she, I can tell, watching as I walked out. They're obviously on the radio. But when I come out, they want to go away. Slick. I wonder if this person that parks right here is like special. This has got an officer in it. Car number 2002. Look at that, he's definitely in the lines.
Alright, yeah, you can film outside, but not in this area.
Oh, is this an authorized personnel only?
Yeah, we have a key card thing in there, so you gotta use a key card to come in here. It's just that at the grade.
Oh, but the signage law usually states that, like, just so for it's the safety of the public, there usually has to be proper signage that either says authorized personnel only or police vehicles only or something along those lines. And there's no signage here according to signage law. This is a public facility, and this is a public. And I was filming how you were actually parked kind of selfishly if anybody else needed to park. What was your name since you engaged me? Sadikin, right here.
Number 207, okay?
I met a lot of right here's. So because this is unsecured.
Normally it is secure, we just have a functioning gate right now.
Well, what about the signage?
Signage? Okay, well we can get on that. Okay. But can I respectfully ask you to just, we can film right there, but again where you were, that's fine.
You know that when I started this video that you're on right now, in front of 100 people live on the internet, that I walked through here, I took pictures of each and every single one of these vehicles. If I wanted to do something harmful, it would have already been done.
Okay, well I appreciate you didn't do that.
And so now you want to give me a directive of something that's not lawful because there's no sign to state that I can't walk here.
I understand, sir, okay, but common sense says that
If you threaten me with arrest, then I will leave this public property.
The what?
If you threaten me with arrest, if you say, if you don't get out of here, I will put you under arrest, then I would say, well, then I should be able to walk through here freely and just take my pictures unharassed, sir.
Okay.
And just please just leave me alone. Let me take my pictures unsolicited. I'll be out of your hair. You don't have to hear back from me. I just had to file a public information request.
Okay.
I don't want to have to do a public information request on you. Build my own investigation, build my own story, post it for tens of thousands of people online. I'm here to take pictures of vehicles and of the beautiful station here, man.
Okay.
I don't want to make this story. I don't want to make the story about you.
Okay, I understand that. Okay.
So I'd appreciate it if I could, you know, freely take my pictures while I go through here and back, finish my.
You said you already walked through here before? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
except for the issue is that you weren't here telling me that I had to leave right now, and there's no law stating, no posted signs. There's nothing to back up what you're telling me, and I don't want to be bullied out of my rights to take pictures freely in public.
I'm not bullying anybody. I'm saying respectfully, okay? Because normally this is a gated facility.
Okay, and I'm asking, if you're asking me, I'm going to respectfully decline and ask you to please respectfully allow me to walk through here, take my pictures, and get out of here.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I have no ill will, no ill intent. I have nothing.
I
You
appreciate it.
know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, guys, here we are. The officer that wanted to park crooked quickly turned around.
When you upload it, can you like re-blur the license plates in the vehicles?
Well, see, I'm live right now.
Okay, I mean, it's gonna be like.
You can't really delete live.
I understand that. I understand.
And blurring the vehicle is like, if the license plate was private, it would be on the inside of the vehicle. The reason that it's on the outside of the vehicle is because it has to be publicly accessible, so that people like you could look it up, or investigators, or anybody else that needs to look into the license plate.
Okay, but on that note, right? Because we have employees we park there too.
It's the same. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Anything I can see from my eyes in public, I can record. And so you can't trespass my eyes from what I can see while standing in a public area. And so because I have the right to video what I can see in public.
I respect that. Like I said, but I'm just asking if I can ask for a small favor as a man-to-man, not as a...
I can't delete.
Okay. All right.
It's live. Like I said, it's live right now.
I understand it's live. Whatever happens, already happened. But let's say you're gonna upload it to YouTube, as far as like a full video. You know what I mean? As a courtesy. If you don't want to do it,
Yeah, like I said, if I had control of deleting out things while I was live, then that would be super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But while it's live, it's streaming right now. They're literally listening to our conversation. So to try to go back and delete something that's already happened, and it's all public, the thing is that once you sign up to become a police officer, you're a public employee. And so you work for we the people. We have the right to come and redress our government, make sure that they're acting correct.
I'm all for that. Okay?
And so to hide, trying to hide things like license plates and stuff starts to make you look more suspicious, where I got to come back now.
No, I'm saying I have personal life too,
All right.
We all have our personal lives, right? This is my uniform. I'm clear. I'm honest with who I am. I got to hide, okay? We got our plates in the vehicles here, work vehicles. All right, but we got personal lives too to take care of. We don't want people with more information to kind of track down and,
the
climate against, with this.
In this day and age, in the current climate, I hear it every day. I video police officers everywhere I go. So I hear in this current climate, this day and age, that's why I'm here to try to fix that, the gap between the people and the police. Because the more you're afraid is because a good officer's worst enemy is a bad officer. Because a bad officer goes and disrespects somebody, then a good officer ends up getting hurt off duty because they take revenge out on this officer that has nothing to do with the whole situation, just because they're wearing the badge.
That's a fair point.
And so
I agree with that.
And so like what I press towards is to get officers to help get rid of the bad apple. I find the ones that come and approach and fringe and tell me I can't do something I already know I can because I looked it up before I came. And then and then if I find that officer, then I work my hardest to get him taken down or fired or whatever's required if he's a danger to the public. Now if I find a good officer, which is really what I'm looking for, then I can make him shine. And then he usually gets a promotion or something like that because he did a great job whenever he encountered somebody and it was a true test. And so it's just like an audit. An IRS person's not going to let you know, hey, we're going to audit you next week. They show up and they do it on the spot to make sure you're not cheating or you're not, all the envelopes are flipped over. And we don't want you to be afraid of nothing. I love to find good officers that come to have a cordial conversation.
I was by you, man. I just, talking as, just there's certain boundaries and
For sure.
Asking if you can respect it. If you said, well, legally this is what I can do. And
if you wouldn't have said nothing about the vehicle thing, they never would have even thought that one of those vehicles are in the parking lot were yours. But now because you said something, now they're like, oh, one of those vehicles.
We gotta park somewhere, right?
It's
I don't walk to work here.
Well,
unfortunately,
there's a lot of buildings and stuff that I'm sure the police could get a little leniency to park at,
But, we park there.
But hey, I appreciate you. It's Sadikin. Thank you, Sadikin.
How would you rate me so far? To be honest.
At first I was a little almost like, man, this guy is gonna do it, And then you let me take my pictures. I showed you I was just there to do what I told you I was doing.
Show respect, right? You show me you're unarmed. You just want to take pictures,
and that's it.
Right, fair enough. There's no sign. Fair enough. Gate is open. Okay, I get that.
It's fair game.
Fair game.
And so it's the same thing. I want everybody to be able to have full extent of all of their rights at all times. Anytime that a person starts to let up a little bit on their rights, then they start to get weaker on them. It's like a muscle you don't work out. So these things unfortunately have to happen now. You know, without officers exploiting people's rights or violating people's rights, people like me would have never even evolved or been created, because every officer would have been just doing the right thing, right? Yeah. And so because unfortunately there was officers taking advantage of the badge and the gun, now people like us have evolved due to bad activity.